Hi, I'm just coming on to show you a quick technique with blending our tri-blend markers and alcohol on vellum. So I have a piece of vellum here. I have 3 markers. I'm using the dark red blend, ice gray, and dull green. I'm going to use the darkest color, the darkest shade on each marker. And I am just going to scribble some color down. Make sure you get the edges. As you can see, there's really no rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. Just laying some color down. And then I'm going to go to my next color, and again I'm using the darkest color. And I'm just trying to get some color laid down quickly. And again, like I said, you want to make sure that you get all of your edges covered. And you can always go back in and add more of the colors if you see a place that needs to be filled in. And then I'm going to go to the dark gray. Now this doesn't show up very much, but it does end up turning into a beautiful shade, as you can see from this one. All right, so let's keep going here. And I will go back in and add more of the other brighter colors because I don't want too much gray in here. And as you can see, it doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but it will when we're done. I'm going to add some more red. A little more green. And let's get a little more gray right in here. Okay, so once you get some color laid down, you're going to take 90% rubbing alcohol. And as you can see, I just have a tiny bit in here. It doesn't take a lot. And I have a paintbrush. And I'm wiping some of it off. And I'm just dabbing it on the alcohol. Now you do want to wipe your brush off in between because especially with this gray, you don't want to muddle your colors too much or you'll end up with some brown. But as the alcohol begins to work and move around, you'll end up with a gorgeous background. You don't want to soak it too much. You just want enough on there to get the colors to move a little bit. And as you can see, this doesn't take very long. All right, so the whole thing is covered now, and you can see how the colors are starting to move. You could, if you wanted to, pick this up and move the colors a little bit more. I don't like to do that because I don't want my colors to turn brown. You see some of the brown coming in here where they're muddling together. If you see heavy areas on the edges, you can just wipe that up with a paper towel. And you can either let this air dry or you can use your heat gun to dry it. Now, when you use a heat gun, it will blow the color around a little bit. This is going to be a little loud, but I'll show you what I mean by that. I thought I had it plugged in, sorry. So see how it kind of blows it around just a little bit? And it gives you some of those kind of highs and lows, dark and light colors in there. But that's really all there is to it. Very simple to do. Great way to extend the use of your markers. And then I will show you. So these are the same colors that I used for this card. And then I still have a piece left. And if you look at it on white cardstock, it looks totally different than on a colored cardstock. So here it is on white. Shows up a lot more. Here it is on sangria. So depending on what you back your piece with, you'll get a totally different look. You can cut them down, use smaller pieces. This one, I used the card front. And then on the inside, I used the pieces that I trimmed down on the inside of the card just to add a little more to that. I did add the tiny strip that I cut off of this one to the inside of the card as well. And then this piece, I cut it into two separate pieces and matted both pieces for a totally different look. So I hope that helped you to figure out how to do this technique and that you will get creative and make tons of backgrounds.